Have you ever changed, really changed, and then waited for your life to catch up and it didn't? You are like, I am upgrading my mindset, applying the laws or the advices that you are seeing in the YouTube or from the Insta or from the big peoples or creators who are creating their videos, and thinking that I applied all the laws, I applied all the advices, but why did anything didn't changing? Why there is no change that I can see in my life or in my current situation. So everything seems same situation, same people, same result. So you assume the change didn't work. You go back to who you were. But what if the problem isn't that nothing changed? What if it's that you are looking at a mirror that hasn't caught up to you yet? This is the one thing that I have suffered from, and I see a lot of people doing this thing, that they apply things like mainly for the people who are in their manifestation journey. They are like, I am doing everything, why I'm not seeing any changes in my life? And that's why a lot of people just close the gap. They just think that it is just a fluff thing, it didn't work. But trust me, it works for the people they literally applied in their life, the laws, and they telling you because they have seen the changes. So that's why I really want to make this video about reality, that reality is your delayed mirror. And that's why I want to talk about this topic, because I think it is very relevant to know, for you to know about this if you are in your manifestation journey, and if waiting, timing is just the logic that your mind gives, that in the situation where things are not happening in your favor but you really want to make it happen. So yep, this is the video for you. So the thing about timing, waiting, all this will be solved in this video. The people that say it will gonna take time, just be in your dream, just be in your position where you are right now, it will gonna happen, things like that, lines like that. Or in spiritual books they tell that trust the timing or trust the divine timing, but I really can't able to understand at that time. But now when I got some insights from science of consciousness, metaphysics, and how consciousness work, and I somehow believe that this can be true, and it really helped me in my manifestation journey. This video can be a conviction builder to go on in your journey, and don't give up on your dreams, because a lot of people have tried, act, and get it. That's why I'm making this video for you. You can also make your dreams into a physical reality. So the basic idea is like, present result are the effects of previous thoughts. The outer world, your relationships, circumstances, or opportunities isn't a live broadcast of who you are right now. It's closer to a reflection of who you were a few weeks or months or years ago. Think about a mirror with leg. You move your hand and the reflection moves a bit later. If you didn't know about the leg, you did think the mirror was broken, or that or it wasn't really working at all, or it is not really you in that mirror. So that's what most people experience in their own lives. They change the input, don't see the output shift fast enough, and think this laws or concept is broken. So it isn't broken, it's delayed, and it's how your brain is actually built. Let's see how. So first thing, your brain doesn't see reality, it predicts it. So neuroscientist Anil Seth describes perception as a controlled hallucination. Your brain is a prediction machine. It guesses what's out there based on everything it has learned before. Then uses your senses mostly to correct the guess, now to build it from scratch. You are seeing the past, and if you think how, then think about this, that every day when you open your eyes and have the mind that is filled with your past feelings, scenarios, or knowledges, and that's on what your brain is predicting on, and your everyday life is made up of. It is literally full of your past memories, scenarios, knowledge, insights, perceptions, beliefs. They are all made up of it. Your outer reality is made out of all of these things. So this is the first point that I really want to tell you, that reality isn't broken. The laws or concepts are not broken at all, because that is how your brain is built on. The first thing, that your brain doesn't see the reality, it predicts it, and we also talked about it in my previous video. So yep, this is the first point. Our second point is, you are conscious of your decisions after the fact. So I will gonna tell you a thing. So in 1980, neuroscientist Benjamin Libet found something strange. The brain begins preparing an action roughly a third or a second before a person becomes consciously aware of deciding to do it. You are not watching your decisions to happen in real time. You are watching a replay with a small delay built in. You are not even fully caught up with your own mind. That is what Benjamin tell us, that the brain begins preparing an action roughly a third or second before a person becomes consciously aware of the decision, or aware of the thing that is he is decided to do. Before that, first 1 to 2 seconds before of that, your minds are already in the action. They are, your mind, your full body is prepared to take action, but you are not decided till now that what you have to do, that you are conscious of your own decisions after the fact. So this is the second point. Our third point is RAS. You already know about reticular activating system that I talked about in my previous videos also. That's example I will gonna give you, that think about this, that if 3 songs are playing at once in different direction, your brain firstly recognize the one by which you are familiar of, and or heard it before, and rest will be noise for it. Similarly, what we believe, we experience it because it is familiar, and rest is noise. And this is the powerful example that you can see from this, that your brain is literally making the reality. It is not broken, it is just moving on the cycle of prediction. It is just predicting. You are not seeing the world with your eyes, you are seeing the world with your mind. And I created a whole video on this topic, and this is very true. You literally see with your mind, you don't see with your eyes at all. So your mind is predicting everything. It is predicting your 99% of reality, and you are living it every day. So if you are thinking why things are not working for me, why there is thing like that and this, then remember this 3 points, that your brains work like that. So the reality you are handed today was curated, selected, weighted, framed by the beliefs you were running yesterday. So what you experience today is delayed output of who you were before. That is what I tell you from this 3 point, that what you experience today is a delayed output of who you were before. So most people give up exactly at the point, and at this point where the mirror is about to catch up. They start doing the inner work, applying all the advices or theories they get into their life, and for a while the outside world keeps reflecting the old version of them. This lag is not evidence of failure, it's the lag you did expect from a delayed system. The reflection hasn't updated, the source has. The reflection hasn't changed, it is not updated, the source has. Your life right now is largely a reflection of beliefs and decisions you held before you become who you are. Reading this sentence. So it's already out of date. You are not behind in your life is behind you. You cannot edit the current situation. You can only edit the next one. And if you are thinking, my present condition is like that, and this is not the reality that I want, and you really want to escape from this reality by daydreaming, by thinking about someone that they will love you, or anything like that. These are all are the scenarios that our mind made, because it really want to escape from this present moment. And this is what a lot of people do. They want to escape from their present reality because they think, this is the present reality, but I don't want it. It is too bad. But remember, you can't edit it. You can only edit the next step, the next scenarios of your life. So please work on that. Don't escape from this reality at all. But in this reality, and if you didn't like the scenarios that is happening in your present reality, you have to change your next step. Just change the next step, so your future, your next day will gonna be with changes. It will gonna be good, or it will gonna mirror with your reality that you are taking action on today. So remember that stop trying to control the outcome you are currently seeing. It already cast. You don't have to control outcomes because it is already cast. It is based on your previous reflection. It is based on your previous beliefs, decisions. So you can't control it. You just take the next step with the awareness that what type of reality you want, because the reality is already cast in your previous behaviors or decisions, because because reality is a delayed mirror, right? So start paying attention to what you are doing, because that's the footage the next reflection will be built from. Expect a gap. The gap is not proof you are doing it wrong. The gap is the mechanism. So here is the practice that you can do. Be stable in this current reality that you don't really want, but it is happening, and you have to accept that. You don't have to escape from it, but you have to accept it. So this is the practice that you can do. It is like evidence audit thing. So take something in your life right now that feels stuck, a relationship pattern, a financial situation, a recurring self-doubt, and ask one question: what did I believe about this consistently from 1 to 2 years ago? Just ask this question to your own self. What you think about that topic, that area of your life from 1 to 2 years ago? You will usually find your current reality lines up almost exactly with that old belief, and not with who you are today. That's the delay made visible, and that is the delay. Your reality is a delayed mirror, and it is showing you that, because whatever you think about that situation 1 to 2 years ago, this is what happening in your life right now. So I must say that your reality is your delayed mirror. So this is the question that you can ask yourself and change it. Then ask, what am I feeding the mirror right now that I want reflected back in a year? It is literally not about years, but it can be about months. It can be about 6 months, after 6 months, or anything like that. The timing is not relevant, but your mind situation is relevant. You have to change your mind, current situation, current things that is going on in your mind about the things that you really want to achieve, but you are having a negative patterns, negative thoughts about that thing, that you have to delete, because that's not what you want in the year after the 1 year. You don't want it in your future, right? So delete it from your mind. So you can that is the one of the benefit of the journals that people write in their diary, or they maintain the journal or their diary. This is the beneficial thing, because they can see what they think about that topic, or how they are feeling 1 year ago when they are in this point. So this is the one of the benefit of journals, having the journal or diary. So the work isn't to panic at the reflection. The work is to keep becoming someone new, and let the delay do what delay do. Eventually catch up, because reality will gonna catch up, will gonna catch you, right? So be the person that you really want to become in like after 1 year or 2 year. Be that person right now, because reality is your delayed mirror, and it will gonna catch up with your reality that you think you are right now. So be very conscious about this fact, and remember that things are working in your favor. You just have to maintain your thoughts or mindsets, because I know a lot of things happen in everyone's life. Events occur, and very dreadful events happen that is very heavy for a lot of people. But yeah, this is the thing that I can say you, that please try once. If you can do this, it will be beneficial for you, for your future. So yep, this is the thing that I really do when I feel low, when I don't seeing my reality that I desire, and this is what I do at that time. That's why I shared this video with all of you guys, because I think this is the thing that I really do, so why not share this. So yep, this is all about this. I will meet you in the next video.